Welcome back. We're both here.
We're both here. Wow, this is hey.
Oh
wow,
no,
this
I don't
is
have
crazy.
any audio. Hold on.
You don't have audio, Tommy. It's like your first time. All right, you know what I think? Everybody needs to stick around because we have a very chunky sized episode. So just stick around. Tommy's going to get his act together and we'll get this figured out. Well, hello, Mr. J. Did we lose Tommy?
We did.
We did.
Hopefully he'll be back soon, but
oh my goodness! It only on live TV, right?
hold on. Here we go. Let's see.
All
There
right.
we got you, Tommy.
I can hear you. Can you hear
can
me?
hear me now? Yes, I can hear you.
Thank God.
This is better than a Verizon phone call. Oh my goodness, Tommy! I'm so excited for today's episode.
Me too.
I've been
I know
excited.
you are.
I've been excited since last Wednesday. So,
Yeah, I know.
You know, and I have some. We're going to do something a little different on the bestsellers list.
Okay.
Today, I tried something. I was like, I wonder, and this is pretty cool. And so, Tommy, we just got to get to it. We got to do my pick of the week.
I wonder what it'll be.
Well, I'm having trouble. Is it going to be this one, this one, this one, this one, maybe that one? Could be this one, but maybe not. This is a really good candidate, but I think this is the winner right here. So
Yeah.
we have a very special guest, and Tommy, this is a person who not only am I a fan of her art, I'm a fan of her. And what can I say about somebody who literally almost died making this issue? And she's going to be here to tell us all about that. May we please welcome Trish Forstner?
Oh, I'm here already? Hello.
You're here already. Trish, I couldn't contain myself.
I mean, I wasn't nice enough to put mine in a bagging board.
Well, you know, that's kind of my stick. That's my shtick. That's what I do. So, yes. So for tomorrow, people, Feral 25. If you're not picking this up, you're completely missing out. So, Tommy, are you having issues again?
I am. I can't hear Trish.
No.
You're killing me, man.
Yeah.
You're killing me.
Can you hear?
Yes, I hear you. You're fine. You're fine.
Oh, no.
You're fine. So for those that don't know, Trish, of course, as soon as I read this, I immediately texted you. And I texted you, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Yes.
And I was in the middle of a phone call with somebody else because we had some other drama going on back home. And then you're like, what? Like, what's wrong? What happened?
What are you talking about? Because it was a week ahead, and I was like, wait, the book's not out yet, so it can't be that. And then I was like, wait, what do I have to do?
Yeah, and it was Feral 25, which is a chunky sized issue because it is hefty. We have an awful lot going on. And of course, I saw you recently at the Hershey Comic Con, and you said there's a lot of this is all action, and it is. And even the last issue was all action. And I explained to Tommy, because of issues like that, this is why I feel that this is the best series, that we have out on the stands right now, because we get those really exciting moments, and everybody keeps coming back.
then the pressure was really on for that issue too, because it's a landmark issue, right? So you kind of have to really hit them with something. And so,
Yeah.
we
And congratulations to getting to issue 25. Most Marvel titles don't make it that far.
that's the cool thing about being an Image, though. We can keep making it as long as we,
Well, I kind of want to get into like that sort of thing. Like, I think having a new #1 issue every few months, and Squirrel Girl's got an issue 3 times this year. I don't think that necessarily always works, and I'm not sure about doing those mini series and not having that ongoing because you don't keep the engagement or the readership up.
Well, I mean, I like our schedule. Like we always talk about, we always have an issue out. We're always up on the shelf somewhere. If we don't have an issue out, we've got a trade coming, and that'll be the thing for September or for August. We've got the 5th trade.
Yeah.
So, at least 10 issues and 2 trades every year. Got to keep it going.
Right. And it's been consistent in this. You had a really good straight run, and I can't think of any other title, especially in recent, that hasn't had some sort of break and pause. So, Mr. Tommy,
There's probably like a need for a break or a pause at some point. I thought I needed a 2-week vacation after we finished issue 25. So,
Well, okay. So when you do the trade, is there a little bit of a break? I know you just told us you're almost done with 26, but is that when you take that breather?
We do get a breather, right? So like I've been able to take my time on this next issue. It wasn't like so much hammer down, but like, the artwork, the quality is still perfect, but we get to spread it out a little bit and let it breathe a little bit more.
Right.
Instead of just having to cram 37 characters into every little panel, and we get to, change arcs, change directions, see where we're going. Issue 26 and beyond, I think we're going to see, some growth in some of the characters, and I'm really looking forward to working and helping the characters grow more throughout the issues, rather than just, throwing 37 characters into a scene and
and
praying.
just picking them off one by one.
And picking them off. We're going to pick them off one at a time, but you're going to see it happening this time. No, I'm kidding. We're introducing some new characters in the next arc, so it's great.
Well, like I said, Buddy and Dash and Rocket and Cat might be auditioning tonight. We'll see. We'll see how they are. Sometimes they get a little pesty. So what can I? This issue, my God! I mean, it was crazy. It was the first thing I read, of course, and the last thing I read, because I reread it right before just to kind of get a refresher here. And I'm having a feeling that something is not going to go well for one of our casts.
I don't want to spoil too much because the book's not even like in people's hands yet. And the book's been in the can for a while, so it's just like, God, I've known about what's happening for months. So it's just like, I want to tell everybody I am the worst at keeping secrets.
No. The worst at keeping secrets is Tony.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He's the worst. But
him and Scott Snyder evidently are the two worst keeping secrets.
You know what's coming next? Let me show you.
Well,
okay.
So 2 years ago in LA at Comics Pro, it was the cat lady thing, and I just said, well, this cat got, they got bit or whatever, or they were eating one of the other cats or something. And I said, well, doesn't that make them? And he goes, well, do you want me to spoil it? And I'm like, no. And then he tells me the next 60 issues. So I knew what was happening here at the end, and I was still shocked.
You remember at Hershey, I was like, look, this is my favorite page from the issue. And
you're like, look, we got fire. We got fire. This, and I'm like, this looks awesome.
It was like, and the colors really like killed it too. So like that page has even more impact than what I had originally intended. And so, that page came out so good. Like if I had to pick like a favorite panel out of that issue, it's gonna be that one. Yeah.
So Trish,
But I don't want to spoil it for everybody because
no, they got to read it, and there's great covers. And
Now
there's a lot
after
of covers
tomorrow,
on
I'm
this.
gonna spoil it. After like if Thursday, I'll be spoiling it for everybody. You got one day. Get it? It's kind of like the rule for like people going to see Marvel movies now. It's just like, you got one day.
Yeah.
You got
You
one day.
got
and then-
until the end of the movie.
Yep.
I think that's when that is.
Exactly.
So Tommy and I have been doing my bestseller list from my store because my and I'd like to compare it to what the overall bestseller lists are kind of out there. So the what I tried to do this time was I was wondering because I can consolidate by series, and I'm like,
Right.
what were my best-selling series this year so far? Up to this date, and just did a year thing. So Tommy, what do you think number one was? Overall series, including all the variants.
All the variants?
Including all the variants. And this is very important because I'm going to bring this up with Trish later.
Okay. All right.
Number one. Come on. It's a no-brainer.
Whatever. Is it?
Comic series, period. Well,
For you,
it
I would
kind
say
of looks
Feral.
like no. She was right. It's Absolute Batman.
Yeah, I
Come
was
on,
gonna say
you know,
it's
it's
I
Absolute
was trying to
Batman.
think of the issue number that would have been number one. But
No.
and then
no.
It dawned
The
on me that you
series.
meant series. Yeah.
Series.
I actually
series,
just
Tom.
got on the Absolute Batman train myself. Like I had been like putting it off because it's too popular. I'm just like, no, I don't want to.
Yeah.
No, don't do it. And then I picked up the first two trades when I went out the other day.
Okay.
And there's a new Third Eye 30 minutes
Yeah,
from my
I
house.
saw-
So I was like, let me go look at that. And so
So you got a Clayface from me, the number one. Did you get a chance to read that yet?
no, I didn't want to
Okay.
read out of order. Like I kind of want to, because first of all, Clayface
Well,
is awesome.
Well, Clayface is just by itself, I believe.
It is. Oh, it's by itself.
Yeah,
No, I didn't read it
yeah.
yet.
That's a stand. Yeah. That's that. I don't think is.
He's
So-
like one of my favorite Batman villains.
And also this list here is by quantity numbers, not by the dollar numbers, because some books are more expensive and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Absolute Batman is like twice what everybody else the number two is. Tommy, real quick guess on number two.
Absolute Wonder Woman? No,
No.
Martian Manhunter.
No, not on the
No?
top 10 list.
Oh.
So which surprised me. Not on the top 10 list.
Like
It's
of
a
all
mo-
time, or what's the time period we're covering here?
this year,
Oh, okay.
from the beginning of the year.
Because I was
So
gonna say Absolute Green Arrow hasn't been out that long.
it's not out. Like I didn't get enough copies sold yet because there haven't been enough books out. It is Amazing Spider-Man because
Oh.
I told you for some
Variants.
reason, like Spider-Man has been selling really well lately.
Yeah.
It's
And
Brazilian.
then number 3
Variants.
also ends in man, and also has Batman. Yes, the Matt Fraction Batman series is really,
It's really good.
I'm getting amazing. I'm getting really amazing
I
numbers.
just picked up the Matt Fraction Hawkeye because I heard that was good.
That's
Look
really
at how
good.
far
yeah.
behind I am. This is how far behind I am.
Well, we're busy, Trish. You're making books. Tommy and I are making podcasts. It's we're making the content. So coming in at number 4 is another absolute title. Yes, DC is dominating this top 10 list. Absolute Wonder Woman.
He's
comes in
absolute
at number. Now, this is where it gets interesting because number 5 is Absolute Superman.
Okay.
And now on the next 5, I have 3 independents, a Marvel, and still another DC. So we get our first independent title in the top 10, and it is only behind 25 issues of Absolute Superman. So
Okay.
I suspect if I did this list next week,
No, dork.
this number is going to shoot up to number 5. So Tommy, your guess at number 6.
I think it might be that book you're always talking about.
It is that book I'm always talking about is number 6 and almost number 6, Trish, of for the year. And what I want to say about that, because number 7 is Dork, which surprised me.
That surprises me.
No, yeah. And then after that, 8 is Transformers. Think about that time. So what you can go, it's like, take that, Kirkman. Take that. We're doing better than you, Kirkman. And we're telling a zombie story too. Yeah. And then we finish off with X-Men and a DCKO as number 10, which totally surprised me. Okay. Now, these are including variants. So having Absolute Superman and Absolute Wonder Woman above Feral is there's 6 to 7 variants every issue. And Feral, with the exception of tomorrow, with issue 25, you got 3 variants per issue. And you're still pulling in those numbers, which I find a lot more impressive, because that means there's more of the books getting into more hands.
Yeah, it's nice when you can sell books to people that read them.
Yes,
He's already bought them once.
I bought way more copies than that.
I saw the boxes.
Yes.
I tried to let him out, and all he did was carry on, so he had to go back into his house. Sorry.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah. He's always so loud. I can't concentrate when he's back there.
So for a year to date, and again, I think for you guys to pull in those kind of numbers at the store,
that's amazing.
Consistently only having 3 covers per issue, with the exception of our anniversary of 25. Yeah. But I mean, that means there's a lot more people getting into it. Hopefully, and I think there is. So
a lot of people jumped on because of the stray dogs being involved as well. So
Well, yeah, I was flipping the book around there. And people were, is this back? Is this back? I'm like, turn it over.
Well, it was really funny was because like the issue seemed so short, because the cat version, like the cat part and the dog part were only 10 pages each ish.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh my God, it's over already!" No, flip it over.
Flip it over. And
finish it.
we got both. We got both sides of the story happening at the same time, and I really loved the clever way of the flip when they meet at the last issue.
Yeah, that was really neat.
And of course,
I still don't know. I'm not spoiling how it works in a trade because I don't know.
That was one of the things at Hershey. I said to Trish, I said, "So how's this going to work in the trade?" And she's like, "Oh, well, it just wait. I don't know."
Yeah, I totally blanked out. I like space cadetted. I don't know if I don't know if the layout has it like broken by chapter then, or how that's going to work.
It makes sense to me that they would take the centerfold and put it at the end and flip the dialogue on the last page.
I'm pretty sure that's probably how we did it, but because you can't flip the whole trade, you can't, right? Because the last issue is not like that. So yeah, layout wise, it could be weird.
So Trish is heavily in the con circuit right now. We just did Hershey. You got Harrisburg coming up. I think you have something before Harrisburg at the end of August, right?
I have Harrisburg, and then I have a local cat show on the 30th. There's like a little like cat meetup thing hosted by the folks that it's called Barks. They are an animal rescue association down here in Baltimore. So I'm gonna go appear at that, sign some books and stuff. Benefiting the kitty cats, at the rescue.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then September is Baltimore Comic Con. Can't miss that. Let's see. October, I do have a small book show, or I say small in that I've not done it before, but it's like an actual book fair, like with real author, like I say real authors, real books, like with no pictures.
Books with words.
Yeah, books with words.
Authors.
Yeah, like book authors, traditional authors, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Those word people.
Wordsmiths. But I'll be there. It's called Fright Reads. I think it takes place over Halloween weekend. That'll be fun. So spooky scary cat book on spooky scary holiday weekend. Fantastic. Yeah. November, Chattanooga, Tennessee, for Chattanooga Con. That'll be the first show that all 4 members of the Stray Dogs and Feral team will be together at the first show ever. We have never all been in the same place at the same time.
Yeah,
in fact,
that sounds amazing.
Yeah, I met Brad only one time in person, and that was at Heroes Con last year. And that was crazy. I didn't even know he was there. Like he didn't have like an advertisement or anything. Just people started coming over from there, and they said, Brad Simpson's over there. Right over there. And I was like, where? Show me. Take me to him. So Brad is amazing. He doesn't do a lot of shows. So everybody who's got my autograph or Tony and Tone's autograph from the tour, he's gonna have a line around the building for him.
Right. Yeah.
You know. Oh, cool.
Yes, that's Matt Blasey. He wrote one of those
books with words in it.
With words in it, yes, about the Blair Witch Project, the making of the Blair Witch Project. So,
oh, sweet.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So, that's a local story, the Blair Witch up here.
Yeah. So, if anybody ever has a chance to see Trish, and of course, why wouldn't you go see her? What you need is a healthy amount of blank covers.
And you bought them all, didn't you?
I bought them all. And then you get her to make it pretty. Yeah. So Tommy, we've seen what Trish did at Hershey, but one of the first books I got done from Trish was at Harrisburg last year. I had a couple customers that were making fun of another vendor at a previous show that had Action Comics facsimiles at like $70, and they were like, oh, do you have this book at $70? I said, no. You know what I have? I said, I have blank Action Comics over there, facsimiles. And I said, if you were smart, you would go right over to Trish, have her go there and say, you know what, put Crypto on here in the Action Comics cover. And after I said it, I went, wait, that's a really good idea. I'm not giving it that. I'm not giving that to those losers. Sunday morning, I run over to Trish's booth. I'm like, Trish, what's your sketch look like? She goes, I'm open. All right, this is what I want to do. And she just gets this big smile on her face. And she goes, cool. Crypto's going to make a car a chew toy. So, Tommy, you haven't seen this.
I have not. That is so cool.
So this
is the cat running away. He's like, oh God.
Yeah. And it's like putting the cats in substitute. And if you look real close, we got an angry squirrel driver there. So
he's an angry squirrel. And then Elsie's down there freaking out. And and then the one running away kind of looks like Lucky a little bit, but he's like, I like that guy on the bottom of the Action Comics comic where he's like, I need to put that cat there.
So then at another show that we were at together in her probably right near her hometown at Clandestine or Hagerstown.
Clandestine. That was at Hunt Valley.
That was at Hunt Valley. And
that was like
I'm digging through my tray or my blanks, and I'm putting through, and I saw Blue Falcon and Dynamite, and I went, ooh. And I said, Trish. And she goes, you want me to draw Blue Falcon and Dynamite? I said, no, I want the cast of Farrell cosplaying as them. So of course really she said the obvious choice for this is Moosh and Ghost.
Yes.
Those are my boys anyway.
And back here we have the cat signal, which is awesome. So
that was a good one. I get the best commissions from you guys.
And the best thing is she takes pictures of all these and then posts them on her Instagram. So everybody should just be following Trish just to see all the cool stuff that she draws. Now, of course, Trish, tell everybody, what is your big money maker when it comes to the sketches?
Oh, pet portraits for sure. Yeah. That, I'm the pet portrait lady, and I don't take that for granted or say that with any like, like, oh, I wish I didn't have to draw people's pets all the time. That is my favorite thing to do. People will show me, and tell me all about their pets, and sometimes it gets to be a lot because you're memorializing someone's pet if they passed away or whatever. They tell me about, oh, I had this cat since they were a tiny baby, or I've had this, dog since they were, 8 weeks old, and they had this big long life with me, and I love them. And I feel like sometimes my little sketch is not enough for the, for the love that these people have for their animals. And I feel like I need to spend more time on them, but who has time? You're at a show. You have to, you kind of have to hustle. But I hope that people know that when they give me the picture of their pet, I do feel like a certain, responsibility to take care of that and convey that out.
There's Danny.
Danny's a two-headed wolf.
Yes.
I mean, I could draw that.
Yeah.
I drew a wolf man. I drew a wolf man that was more wolf than man at Hershey for a gentleman. Very good.
Yeah. So
yeah, I'm the pet portrait lady, and I'm happy about it.
So before I get into this next round, Tommy, what is your pick of the week? Not just because Trish and I are here, and not that we would, maybe pressure you into an answer, but
there were
with your heart, man.
There were a lot of excellent books this week, but I am
a lot of books out this week.
I am a latecomer. Paul sort of I don't remember when he first started telling me, you have to read this, but it's been a while. And about a month ago, I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And so I read Stray Dogs, and then I read all of Feral. So I got caught up reading Feral about 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the cool thing about having all these trades out. People can get caught up fast.
Yes. And I can tell you, the shop that I work at, I don't have a top 10 list like Paul does, because I sell 10 copies of Absolute Batman. Like I sell the tiniest amount of comics. I work in a Pokemon store. But I've had to restock the Feral trades 3 times this year.
Nice.
So it's one of my best sellers too.
It is the easiest thing to put into somebody's hands. So
the way I tell it is that each one of those trades is basically a different zombie trope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's easy to kind of pick one and
Pet City is the prison.
Yeah.
That's the prison part of Walking Dead.
We've got a cult. We've got the Cat Lady Cult House. We've got, the Wilderness. You've got Pet City, which is, oh no, cannibals, oops, all cannibals.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. DB was showing me his Fantastic Fur. That's on Trish's
that's on my Instagram. That one's a good one.
Yeah.
And then he also did one with
he tried.
I just did.
I did.
Paul has been telling me since day one to read this book. And my argument with him was, I read the first issue and it was fantastic, but it felt like it was going to make me cry, and I didn't want to. So I just didn't
by issue 4, you do cry. When you see what happens to Lord, you cry. You have feelings.
Remember that you have feelings, and you're like, oh no. Yeah.
I read 24 issues of this book in less than a month.
Oh my God.
So
you felt the full range.
Yeah. It hit hard and fast.
So I'm not saying no pressure, Trish, but aggressive positivity gives Feral 25 or Feral 2 thumbs up. I'm just saying that could be on the back of a trade.
Hey, I'll pass that along to Tony.
Yeah, it is not often that we have a pick of the week that's the same. In fact, this is the second time It's second time that it's happened.
Say, isn't there like another printing of Absolute Batman out there that's going to like knock us out of #1, of course?
Yeah, they're going up to printing 12. That's coming up. Yeah, that is happening also.
Yeah, man, get that bag.
So one of the things that yes, or I'll make you play Beatles songs. So one of the things that I have had some kickback with some people when I'm like, here, you got to try this book. It's really good. Yeah, I don't like to see animals get hurt. Do you think
that was my problem? Yeah.
We get that a lot. And well, it started out on Stray Dogs, right? So when Stray Dogs was going, the podcasts were starting to kick off because, of course, we were in peak COVID at the time, and people were going, oh my God, if they hurt these dogs, I swear to God, and I just kept hearing it, like, and I knew what the whole story was while we were drawing it, and I'm like, oh no, we're gonna get to this third
You're gonna
issue,
get to that, yeah,
and everybody's gonna drop us. It's gonna, just disappear from people's radar. But, and I remember specifically a podcast called, or the title of it was, did the creators of Stray Dogs go too far when they were analyzing that issue? And what I find is that you have to have necessary sacrifices to either increase the stakes or, push the plot forward. And I feel like we don't needlessly take anyone out. There's very much a lot of thought and consideration for who gets taken out. And, be it whether or not we're trying to hurt your feelings or, make you feel something, or generally push that plot along, there's reasons for everybody, for the ones that go. And Victor hurt everybody's feelings in Stray Dogs. He was a service animal. He worked at a fire station. He was a champion, this dog.
Yeah.
And he was disabled. We took out I was like, damn, you want to shoot him too? Like, my God. Oh wait, we did shoot him. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But so, I thought everybody was gonna leave us. I thought, this is it. I'm glad I enjoyed this ride while I could. But everybody said, you know what? F you guys, but we love you anyway. Keep doing this. Like, is this series only 5 issues? Like, can you keep, causing me emotional damage? So that was the general consensus, was we hate you. Keep doing this. And so I took it as a compliment. But we do get a lot of pushback. Like, we don't like to see people get hurt or hurt the animals. That's right, Jen. Love hurts. But that's exactly the vibe, though. Again, anybody in Feral that goes, aside from Scratch in the first arc, which I was very upset about him. He was a really cool design, and Tony took him out in less than 2 pages. I was like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah. So Trish has a rule, Tommy. She doesn't let Tony know
Tony doesn't
who
get
she
to know
likes
which
to
one's my
draw.
favorite anymore.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know who her favorites are, but we can't tell Tony because he just gets that. He just gets that.
He's like, yep, don't get attached, But so I loved Lucky's design. I hated drawing him repeatedly with all those stripes and just, what a menace he was. He's still, he's still there. Mm-hmm. Now it's just gonna be messed up looking, what he got shot in the face. So I don't know how I'm gonna do that.
You're getting better at your gruesome.
I am.
This issue definitely showed that.
I just thought, how would this look if someone else was drawing it? So I kind of channeled a few different artists that draw gore really well, and I was doing my version of that. Only thing I didn't do was the boils. I can't. Yeah.
Well, we have plenty of those in Absolute Green Arrow. So
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What Absolutes are there? Aren't they coming out with a new one?
Yes. I think they're just they're advertising 2 more.
Up.
Yeah. So yeah, every week there's a new Absolute. So eventually if sales start slumping, just make an absolute feral.
That's
Alternate
right.
universe, absolute feral. I've been
Cats
telling
on
all the
steroids.
creators, just make, just put absolute in your title and you'll be good. And
Instead of cats, they're all like lions.
Yeah, they're all battle beasts.
Yeah.
Yeah. But keep that
that's right,
schedule going. That is the thing. Keep up a nice, consistent schedule, and then we don't have the drop off. Like I don't think Feral. Well, you notice Saga's not up there. Something is Killing the Children isn't up there. And those were big books.
And they're great books, you know?
Yeah.
They're all great.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when they, when they have that long period of time, at that point, I don't know if people just wait for the trades. And, I'm not sure.
If you're looking anyway.
I mean, there's also like, spec markets and stuff like that too, that people play on when there's like, these big breaks. They're like, oh, what are they ramping up for?
Mm-hmm.
Like.
So Trish, since we are a comic book podcast and we love talking about comic books, Tommy and I talk about comic books, stacks and stacks of them every week.
I've got a whole stack right here I just bought.
What was your first comic book that you
first one I ever bought?
Yeah.
The first one I ever bought with my own money as a child.
Yes.
I was walking to school and I went into the little like Highs market that we had. They had a little spinner rack. And it was an Alvin and the Chipmunks #1, 1992, I think it was out.
Yeah, that's
somewhere around there.
1993.
Was that a Marvel Kids book?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think it said Harvey's at the top, maybe.
Oh, maybe it was a Harvey.
But anyway, I used to use those as drawing references because I would draw Alvin and the Chipmunks. That was like, I was super into like the Disney afternoon books and all the Looney Tunes and stuff like that. So I would buy these books and just use them to draw from. I didn't buy Batman's and Superman, because I had no interest in them at the time. But, as of course their stories are iconic and everybody knows them. So, but I was drawing strictly animated cartoon characters at the time. So I was using them as reference. And so I know I don't have it anymore. I don't know whatever happened to it, but I had it. Yeah, I had a dog-eared version of that in my book bag.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I had I think it was only 5 issues of that. I think that ever came out. So I had them at one time. I don't have them anymore, but they were real beat up because they got used, flipped and folded and, and read back and front. I mean, that was my style of Alvin and the Chipmunks too. Like, not the newer versions, that version. The 90s version of them.
Yeah.
That's like the best version.
So is this what kind of drew you into doing art, or were you doing that before?
So I was kind of always drawing. Like I've always been doodling something. I think the first cartoon character I ever drew on a piece of paper was Chip from Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Does that give you like an 89? I think 89 was when they came out. So like that was when I first put down crayon to newsprint. That's how old. That I still have that thing, but if I tell you, if I unfold the paper, because it was a big piece, if I unfold it, it'll just fall apart. It's so old. So it's just a relic sitting in a box upstairs. As my first original art. But yeah, I found a folder recently of like my old art. It was like stuff from the Lion King that I drew. Like I used a lot of references back then because obviously you did. That's how you learn how to draw.
Mm-hmm.
So my fan art was never original. It was always something that I looked at or referenced.
Right.
But I learned how to draw by watching. So, watching the greats. I learned again from animation. I didn't learn from the people who worked on comics, which, they can almost, cross over. There's a lot of crossover in that in those fields now. But the first animator I ever learned to draw in the style of was like Don Bluth, and then Glenn Keane. He did a lot of great stuff. A lot of them. John Pomeroy. anybody who could pick up a pencil and move a drawing with their hands just fascinated me. So I would watch like all the making of stuff, like the Renaissance age, like Disney stuff.
Yeah.
So they always would put out like the artist drawing, Andres Deja, Chris Sanders, the creator of Stitch. Those guys, fantastic people. Also, like cool to meet. I don't know. But anyway, I learned how to draw from them. That's how I got into illustrating. Then getting into comics, because I was like, I don't really draw like big buff superheroes or like strong ladies, out there fighting. So I got into...
Well, are you trying to do something else besides comics?
I always wanted to do animation. I never really... But then...
Did you pursue it?
Well, okay. So when the first Toy Story came out...
Yep.
I was like, well, there goes my animation dreams. Because I had no interest in computer animation. I had no interest in doing that shit on computers. Because I was like, that's not the same. It's not warm. It's just very mechanical. You know what I mean? I just didn't like it. And so, like, I resent the whole franchise of Toy Story for ruining hand-drawn animation for me. But, like... It's a one-sided beef because I know those people don't care and nobody cares. That's just one-sided beef.
Yeah.
That's just me not caring for the sake of it. I mean, and there's parts of it that I do like because the animators who worked on the 2D stuff also worked in the background doing pencil tests and stuff for Disney's stuff, not necessarily Pixar stuff, but a lot of Disney stuff has a lot of pencil tests to it. It's like Wreck-It Ralph and things like Rapunzel. Those ones have pencil tests that went along with it.
Yeah.
They wanted that to look more, they wanted it to look more fluid, like it was drawn by hand. So I think that really like warmed me up to CG animation. Cause man, I was like, F this. They've ruined everything. Like you're supposed to use computers as a tool, not the whole thing. Like of course I knew computers existed. Like in The Lion King and like Aladdin, there were certain things that were computer animated, but it was just a part of it, not the whole thing. And so, man, you take the first one that I ever saw was Toy Story, so it got the brunt of my resentment. And now they're 5 movies in?
Yeah.
They ruined everything. My irrational one-sided beef with Toy Story.
Well, the amount of bands that when they started off, and I said, they're never going to go anywhere. And now are like, turned into major bands. I'm like, what do I know?
What do I know? I don't know.
So then when did you get into doing comics or how did that start for you?
So I wanted an avenue to put my art out there because I was good at it. And I was just, I was kind of languishing. Like it was like the early days of putting your stuff online. So it was like fan art stuff and DeviantArt and all that stuff. And so I was kind of like languishing there. I was putting my stuff out and I was like, this is fine. Engagement was minimal. And so fast forward a bit of putting my work out there, improving. And then My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, the cartoon comes out. And I'm like, oh, this cartoon looks great. Like the style is simple enough. I can replicate this. So if you know anything about animation, you have to draw on model, right? You have to be on model, keep it on model no matter what. So that's kind of how, we run Feral anyway. We kind of run it like an animation studio. So I was doing that and I was doing that quite well. And I started, doing commissions and stuff like that. And then BronyCon came to Baltimore and I joined their design team. And so I was drawing and learning the art of design and print ready stuff. And I didn't know any of this, I didn't know what resolutions you're supposed to work at for that sort of thing. So I learned a lot of stuff doing that. And design principles and things like that. Anyway, I start sending illustrations off to IDW because I wanted to do covers because I thought that comic was cute. I could do that. I'm good at that.
I just found one of your covers.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff I was digging. I was trying to have it out for tonight. And
nice.
I don't remember where I put it, but yeah. I looked at it and I go, this looks like Trish. And then I was like, yeah, there it is.
And what's really funny about that was like My Little Pony was like kind of like the furthest thing away from what I really wanted to do, which was to work for Disney. Like that was my whole dream. You know, and inadvertently I kind of ended up doing it eventually, but it's, you know, so anyway, I'm doing the work with My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic with BronyCon, and then I'm sending off stuff blindly to IDW. Like, I can do this. Let me do this. Let me do it. Let me do it. Nobody ever answers me. So there's this one piece I did. It was called Twilight and the Rainbooms, and they're all dressed up like Gem and the holograms. It's cute, right? It's a big crossover piece. 2 Hasbro properties. Slam dunk, right? So I make it a poster. I put it up in my little booth at the convention. And I know Tony, like I was a fan of his anyway, but I designed his My Little Pony character. That's a fun thing. Yeah, his My Little Pony, Pony Fleece.
Pony Fleece.
Pony Fleece. That's him.
That's what I'm going to call him forever and more now. Yes.
So his little pony, you know, he was a guest at the show and I was working the show. But Sarah Richard, a great artist friend of mine, she's lovely, has this really great art style. She did a bunch of like Sugar Skull My Little Pony covers for the comic. So I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they're great. Yeah. And they sell for like big money. But she saw my Rainbooms poster, and so she goes, "Oh my God, you should do covers." And I was like, "Yeah, I know." And I said, "I have no in there because like I tried to submit and you know, it just nobody ever answers." She goes, "Hold on." She takes a picture of it, sends an email. By the end of the weekend, I have an email from the editor asking me to do a cover. So amazing. I got onto retailer incentive covers at that point.
Yeah.
And so again, it's not about what you know anyway. It's about who you know and who can open a door for you. So Sarah opened the door for me to do those covers. And then I started so my first one was Friends Forever 33. My Little Pony, Friends Forever 33. Somebody brought that to me at Hershey and then told me the whole story about how they used to get teased by their sisters, and you know that was their first comic or something that they get in the military or something, and it made me laugh. So of course signing those books and for the first time, you know, just seeing them in print, I was like, that's so cool. You know, I didn't know that like comics could be anything. So that's the one right there. I still have the original art. It's on a 3x3 post-it note because I still had a day job at the time. That 6-character little thing is on like a 3x3 post-it note in a folder in my office.
Wow.
So fun. Oh my God. I did that on vacation too. I was like at a hotel. So it was on like one of their little 3x3 post-it note things that they have in the room. Anyway, yeah, so that was fun. I got to do that. And then at the same time, I met Tony. And so we started talking about, it was like 2018, 2019. He pitches me Stray Dogs, #1. He pitches me the issue. And he had found
Tony's working on Pony.
Yep, Tony's working on ponies at the time. Yeah, yes, for sure. Yeah. Like, he's done over 50 issues of Pony. I've done maybe 3 or 4 covers at that time, you know.
Okay.
And so my cover work was already coming out. But I had never done interior work before. So I was clueless.
So this is your first sequential then?
Yeah. So Stray Dogs was my first like introduction. I was learning. And so before Stray Dogs #1 even came out, I think, I don't know if the timing is right, but I did a free comic book day issue of My Little Pony right before COVID. Like right before COVID hit and that free comic book day ended up getting canceled. I did a 10-page short story in there for, and those might have been my first published interiors before Stray Dogs #1 came out. But I worked on them simultaneously. Okay. But I'd never done interiors for anything before. And so that My Little Pony free comic book day issue that I may only have like 2 copies of, that was my first like independently done interiors.
So with Stray Dogs, you're working with Tone.
Yep, I was working with Tone and Tony. Tony had the vision, and I didn't know the math, right? So like the math that goes into camera angles and perspective and telling a story and all of that stuff. I can read a script my brain can visualize it, but then the math comes and I just stare and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. So Tony does his little magic thumbnails, which are fantastic. And then Tone did all of the backgrounds. But at the beginning, we were refining our process, so we didn't really know what we were doing as a team yet. Like we were honing each other's skills. So Tone would draw the animals in the scenes, but Tony didn't want him to do that because Tony didn't know
your style.
Yeah, right. And Tone didn't know what to do there. He was like, "Well, how do I?" So he was figuring out the math too. So he wanted my acting and Tone's ability to lay out a scene. So that's kind of we met in the middle. But I inked all of the pages for Stray Dogs. So like now in Feral, Tone fully inks the background, and then I fully put the characters over those backgrounds. So those backgrounds exist as full images.
Oh, that's cool.
Tone's original backgrounds for Stray Dogs don't exist as full backgrounds, I don't think. I know they exist physically as like pencil sketches, but they're not like fully inked and finished, and there are empty spaces where the characters would go. But for Feral, that's not the case. We have fully finished backgrounds and fully finished characters that go over that. Kind of like an animation studio would do.
Right. So Tone is first before you draw the characters on top. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, technically, we can work at the same time if we have the thumbnails together, because like Tony will lay everything out. He gives Tone like the roadmap, basically. Here's the thumbnails with the script, and then sometimes he'll get all that before I've even seen the script. I don't know what's going on. I barely know what's going on anyway. But so then I'll get the thumbnails at the same time. I can look it over, and I can see like, oh, I need to design another character for this, so let me start on that. While Tone is working those backgrounds, I can be working on a character design, or I could be working over those same ones with the characters. And then when I get the backgrounds, I can overlay them and then finish it. So like, it's a little bit of manipulation, of that artwork when it comes over to me, but it's not bad. It's in fact very fast. It speeds it up a lot because I don't know how I would have made it if I had to wait for the backgrounds to come in fully all the way. Because some of those backgrounds, I mean, you see them.
Well, yeah.
They're completely crazy. They're so complex. Tone does an amazing job. Sometimes he goes so hard, and I'm just like, bro, I can't keep up with you, man. Like, killing me, Smalls. And then it pushes me to, like, push the acting even more, And I know that, like, each issue we're kind of pushing like the terror level up even more. So it's just like, how do I push these poor characters like even more? Like, how do I push the acting even more?
But that makes so much sense in the storytelling, because as it goes on longer, the threat becomes more and becomes more intense. And that is exactly what's happening. So as your art is also transforming into being more terrifying and more gruesome, as you like to call it, that totally makes sense, because everything else is getting ramped up, because this stuff is just getting real and more inevitable.
Right.
So
once Tone does his part and then I do my part, then the layers are combined and given to Brad to do his magic on the colors, lighting the scenes, and then I get them back, or Tony and I get them back. And we, of course, as the eyes, we go through for consistency and make sure all the characters are colored, the way they should be. Make sure all the lights are the way they should be. Like, we just kind of add some little tweaks and some final polish. And then bam, Tony puts his letters on and it's a book. And I mean, I don't think we can ask for a better process than that. And I know a lot of like artist friends of mine are like super jealous that I don't really have to draw the backgrounds, but it still has, you still have to kind of visualize the character in the scene. You still kind of have to, act a little harder. I mean, I'm like, well, issue 25 was literally 32 pages of crowd shots. So
Yeah.
like, I mean,
there are so many characters
so many characters
in each page,
I counted like each page had like some of those pages had like 60 characters on them. And I was like, well, this is going to take me 2 days to ink. Let's just get started. And they're tiny. They're tiny. I'm zoomed in. Like, we have to work digitally. And I'm glad, because if I had to ink those things traditionally, I would literally kill myself. I would run into the middle of my street.
Yeah, because you don't have any storyboards of the original pages. Everything's digital, right?
Yeah, because of the way that we work, because of the way that where we are and how fast we have to work, we don't have time to put it on paper. It's got to go in the apps. So like, I work in Procreate, Tone works in Procreate, then the colors are finished in Photoshop.
Okay.
Yep. And we don't actually use Photoshop for its intended purpose. I've never used it for its intended purpose. I've never manipulated a photo in my life. I use it to draw. In fact, I use it so rarely now that if I tried to draw on it right now, I wouldn't know what to do. It's so funny. This iPad changed my life. I've been so against the iPad for so long, and then I jump on the bandwagon for it, and I'm like, oh my God, this thing is so easy. I can just sit on my couch and do this. Are you kidding? So great.
Yeah, that's like before the show, I'm like, I'm just going to be inking the next issue until you guys bring me on, so we're good,
Yeah, like I was. Oh, look, I got my Stray Dog sticker on the back, but
oh yeah.
I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, so I will flip to something that isn't spoilery. Here, I was drawing this rabbit. I was drawing that Rascal Randy.
Yeah. For Exquisite Corpses.
Yeah. This is going to be the remark on the exclusive that I did for somebody. So
awesome.
Yeah. So I was just kind of penciling it out just to see that I could replicate it a couple of times, But this thing changed my life. Like, I can do so many things in this one app. Let's see. I drew Jimothy, the raccoon, like we love him.
National treasure.
Survive. He would survive feral. Anything else?
Oh, yeah.
I've got Princess Donut. I was drawing her for no reason. Oh, you can't see that super light sketch. You can't see it unless I ink it, apparently. That's apparently the jam with this thing. I drew Ryan Kincaid's dog, because he passed away.
Wow.
Can't really see it, but I colored it on here. Poor little guy. But yeah, so like, I'm always drawing something. I'm always working on something. Procreate is what I use on here, even though I've heard good things about Clip Studio Paint. I really need to learn how to use it, but it has all the functionality of Photoshop, I'm told. Me talking boring program crap that nobody cares about. But
no, I love this. These are things that I love always hearing about, like some of the processes.
And if
nuts and bolts of the process,
right. And if I want to work traditionally, I can use this as a light box to draw on the books. That's how I draw. That's how I draw all my commissions. Yes. That's how I draw them at shows. I draw them on my iPad first, get the proportions right, then I go for the book.
Although I don't think you used that on this one. I think this was total.
Oh no, I used it for the car.
Okay.
No, I didn't, because the cover is right behind it.
Yeah.
The inside cover is right behind it, so I kind of like light boxed through that.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to get the car right at least, but that was the beginnings of me learning how to do that stuff. Because I was like, man, why am I killing myself? I'm drawing somebody's, dog or their pet off of my cell phone onto their book directly, but then of course when you're drawing, the perspective is weird. So, because your book is flat, your phone is tilted, so I'm like, so now the picture is kind of skewed to the left a little bit, and I'm like, I got bummed out. So I started drawing it on my iPad first, and making it work that way. Anyway,
all right.
It's 11. Don't you guys got to cut for a commercial?
Yeah,
we have a commercial break. So, but
Oh.
Trish, I can't thank you enough for coming on and having this fantastic hour of us just chatting, because this is, for me, this was great. So
I can hang out a little longer if anybody has any questions. If anybody has
okay. Well, all right. Well,
Excellent.
then.
So I don't have a question, but we're going to stretch it out just a little bit. We noticed something. There's something's got to be done. I just have to say,
all right.
Okay.
This
all right.
Here is one of my favorite covers Trish has ever done.
Warcorns. I love that. That was so good.
Yes.
I got to play with the My Little Pony style, but I also got to use my super cartoony skills too.
And it's very Lisa Frank.
Yes. Garrett Gunn.
Well, I even see a little bit of Lord in the front pony, with the
with that scruffy hair.
Yeah.
See, a lot of the one eating the crayons cracks me up. Just the way that this story was explained to me, because I always like to know a little bit about the characters I'm drawing, so that way I can kind of get their personalities in. Like if I'm actually drawing, if I'm drawing characters that are serious or whatever, I want to be serious. I don't want to make them too zany. But they told me to have fun with it, so I did. I was like, let me just go as nuts as I can with this, and it was just a one shot, and it was an experiment for me to see what I could do outside of My Little Pony. But it really was more in that vein than nothing. I have a foil copy of that. The foil really pops with all those colors. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was fun. I liked working on I've done a couple of Garrett Gunn books. I did one for Good Boy that was a Speed homage, and it came out really good. That was one of my favorites of one of his. What else did I do? It was just on a Little Red Ronin, cute little red panda character faced off against a giant wolf monster, and it was a flip cover, so on one side it was the red panda, but she was reaching for her sword and she was kind of scared, and then on the back cover, if you opened it, it was the big wolf monster staring down at her. It was really cool. I don't do a lot of those wraparounds because it's kind of tough.
But looking at some of the comments here, nobody is bored with the behind the scenes. People were Katie Bugs was going to be asking about the tools and programs anyway. So
yay.
So see, actually, I love this stuff. So
and I mean, if we want to talk materials, I just got these in. Come here, stupid pens. Oh my god, short arms, can't reach. I just got another set of these markers for inking. They're Japanese pens. They have I guess it's black ink, but they're water fast or whatever, so that when you color over them, they don't bleed. Love that.
Nice.
Oh,
and they're all different shapes. I got
a
nice big brush and a nice fine one. This big brush is good for fills, for filling. An animator friend put me onto these. And I use Olo markers instead of Copics. Copics are great, but they're expensive. And they are messy to fill. So I don't do that. I just go get the Olo ones and just twist a new refill onto it. Because so much easier. So much easier. And less messy. Okay, ink everywhere.
All right, Tommy, I know I've dominated a lot of the questioning here.
No,
so do you have anything for Trish?
I knew how excited you were about doing this. So I decided when you said, okay, she's definitely coming on, I was like, I'm going to sit back and I'm just going to watch you have a great time.
Oh,
I told you, I talk a lot. So, if there's anything, I know we've started talking about what got me into comics, but I'll tell you what's, I always tell Scotty Young too, his art style is what really drew me into actually wanting to do comics, because he doesn't draw the traditionally buff superheroes. He draws, it's really rough skater looking style, and then not the baby covers, but the chibi styles what kind of got me into it. So,
well, it took me a hot minute to go, oh, this is a young cover. Oh, it's all the characters as young kids because he's Scotty Young. Yeah, it took me a moment for that to dawn. I was like, oh, that should have been obvious. Oops. But yeah, definitely. And people there's definitely fans on that stuff. There's definitely people that are collecting all the Scotty Young stuff. I mean, and he's a great
possible to get it all.
Yeah, and he's a great story writer for stuff, because one of the books that I always push, especially with with parents that are saying, hey, I have trouble getting my kid to read and stuff, and I'm like, you got to get them something that they're going to be interested in. Mm-hmm. And I use this with teachers. Some classrooms have used this book to read it in classes, is Bully Wars by Scotty Young.
Oh yeah.
Because I said, look, they're in school. They have a bully. They're going to high school. Now the bully has bully, and he's trying to help the kids he used to bully. He wants the kids that used to bully him help him out. I said, it's my bodyguard in reverse, but this is stuff that they can relate to. And everybody has come back and go, you were right. They totally devoured this book. I said, that's what you got to get. That's what you have to do to get people interested in reading, which is one of the reasons, like for us, Feral's such an easy thing to put into somebody's hands, because we just say it's the Aristocats meets the Walking Dead. Yeah. And everybody gets a smile right away. They're smiling when they hear that. I'm like, yes, it's really good. And you will have feelings once you get past the issue 4. After you cry,
at a certain point, they just become NPCs. The feral ones, or the bad kind. They just become NPCs. You just don't think about what they were. Don't think that that's a cute, sweet, innocent cat. That is a monster right there.
It helped when a lot of them were out in the woods, at first. So you had other creatures that weren't necessarily pets. So
there's so many animals I would like to see us bring in eventually. And I've voiced all this to Tony, but I want to see us bring in animals that can't get rabies, like birds and and I mean, I'm not great at drawing birds, but I'll figure it out,
Yeah.
Possums can't.
Possums.
Yeah.
Reptiles, frogs. I want to bring in the cold-bloodeds, and the bird types, and see what we can do with any of that. There's a lot that I want to see us do. Not necessarily because a lot of kids call us warrior cats and stuff like that. And I'm like, I know warrior cats, right? Yeah. I know they exist. I know of them, but I never read them. So I did pick up.
I saw that.
The graphic novel, just to see what I'm looking at here. But our art styles are completely different, which is what makes I'm like, oh, thank God. Thank goodness. I don't mind being called Warrior Cats adjacent, but I don't want to copy anybody unintentionally. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, and one of the other things that you have coming out, I just placed orders for them, is the hardcover for Stray Dogs.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, if you buy the hardcover and you see Trish and she signs it, there might be a little remark on it. It's real easy to do on hardcovers,
Oh yeah. I'm so happy we're doing a hardcover too. And that hardcover cover is a rearrangement of the second printing cover of number 1.
Oh,
it's a rearranging of that. Because the second printing of number 1 was my take on a movie poster, because I wanted it to look like, those Avengers movie posters where it's all their different action scenes and headshots and stuff. And I was like, oh, cool. I want to do one of those. So I basically made individual headshots in a painty style. It took me about probably, I'd say 12 hours or so to do all of the different paintings for it. And then rearranged it in such a way that it, that it kind of looked like a movie poster. There were so many different versions of that too. I had the house in one of them, and I was like, I hate this house. Get rid of that. And then, because I wanted it to be more of the dogs, the characters.
Well, I do have to admit, when the Stray Dogs came back, and when we have Matthew show up.
Oh yeah,
Matthew, and I'm like, wait
I was like, wait, who are you talking about?
Wait a minute. Matthew, wait, hold on. And I had to go back and look at the Stray Dogs thing. And they're like, all right, well, he clearly died. when are we? What is going on? You know, it definitely.
What timeline are we in?
Yeah, I was like, are we? And so I'm. This all is answered in issue 25.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we get answers. Which
I was very glad about.
In issue 24, I think, is it 24? Is that my favorite one? When Ghost smacks the shit out of Killer. That's my favorite.
Oh panel. Yeah, yes.
Like smacks the crap out of him, and he's like, "Come on, man!" Cracks me up. And Killer just wants to eat the cat. He don't care.
Yes. He's like, I'm getting that cat. He scratched me.
Get me to the last time I'm gonna get him. Yeah, it's. I can't wait for people to read this issue. It was such a labor. It was a labor of love. I wanted to see it out there. Like I wanted to see if we could do it, but we compressed the timeline to do it so tightly. I was working at Heroes Con on that issue to turn it in. I lost sleep for sure, but it's worth it. It was worth it to see it finished. Like, you know, we didn't compromise on any of the panels either. So like, you know, every panel is action packed and conveys exactly what we need.
I agree. Yeah. I can confirm.
Yes, 2 thumbs up here on aggressive positivity. So,
well, good.
All right, Jay, how are we doing on time?
Yeah.
The thing we were waiting on is in here now, so we can go.
Okay, we can go.
Yes. All right.
Well, okay. All right, Trish.
I guess that means I'm done. But I'll come back again.
You are so welcome to come back. You just let me know. You just, even if you just want to pop in on the chat and just pop into the thing, and if we're talking about a book and you like, or you know, whatever, or just say hi, it's fine. We love having you here. This was super awesome. I love getting into the behind the scenes of everything. So yes, and look at that.
No, Mr. Lieutenant, hit me up on Facebook Messenger. I have this stuff right behind me. I apologize. I am so bad with the follow-up. This is actually, I did Mog and Mel SketchUp, which is also on the EXP. And Lieutenant bought the package that I had. It's sitting right here. Hang on. It had an LC plush.
An LC plush, yes.
An LC plush, a pen, a tote bag, and hang on, you gotta see these. These are great. But I buried it underneath of a bunch of blanks. So it's right here. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. And then it was a tote bag, but also Simba.
Oh.
Nice.
Look, it's a lion. Oh my god. And Moosh and Ghost.
Moosh and Ghost.
Attacking some feral animals. They're going after them. So yeah. But I definitely have this pack over here. It's been sitting, and I know I need to get this to him. It's like what is that? The heart, you know, under the seat, under the floor. Boom, 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 boom. It's just sitting here. It's been looking at me.
All right. So Trish, the next show that you're doing is that Harrisburg. So, oh God, the dates are August 22nd,
23rd, 24th, something like that.
Yeah. And so Trish will be there. I'll be there with a ginormous setup.
Lots of feral blanks. Come get them.
And well, I have a sealed case of feral blanks that will probably make its way along. Yes, I might have a whole wall just of feral blanks and go make them get pretty, you know.
Yeah.
And where else can people find you besides
you can find me on Instagram at Trish Forstner. I'm at Trish Forstner on everything: Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, everywhere. Even TikTok. I'm on TikTok. Even though I don't post anything there. I did like a little animated feral video at the very beginning, and then I haven't done anything since. And it's stupid. It's a dumb video.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm at Trish Forstner everywhere, and DMs are always open. So
Awesome. All right. Well,
Thank you so much for coming and allowing me the opportunity to see Paul have so much joy. This was fantastic.
I'm
Thank you so
glad.
much.
Maybe next time we'll get Tony to come.
That would be cool.
I little hint. I called him I got a hold of him today. He's like, well, if I'm not doing anything, I'll come in. And he didn't. So, he's such a loser. Well, but he's pony fleece now. So forevermore. All right. Anyway, awesome. Thanks a lot, Trish. I'll see you in a few weeks and we'll catch up then. And again,
wonderful time hanging out.
All right. So Tommy, we're doing a break, right?
We're going to take a little break and then it'll be 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock somewhere. See ya. Thanks.
Hey, did you know that you're invited to an art gala? No, I mean the fun kind. It's SketchUp with Mog and Mel.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks again for joining us.
Featured guests talk about their new projects.
So it takes place in this fantasy world where the world is kind of lost its stories.
And life as an artist.
The hope was that you could make some amount of money when you exited art school.
While the ever-changing artist panel draws new works live in front of your eyes.
Oh, I like that. Working on this shadow.
Sexy. Sex, dude.
You still got a little bit of time.
Ooh, Phil, that's dope, dude.
SketchUp with Mog and Mel. Thursday nights. Part of the experience.
In a world where you hit like and subscribe on our YouTube channel, that'd be really great. Thanks.
I hope everyone else enjoyed that as much as I did.
Oh my God. That was such a good interview. It really was. I got to.
My audio's out again. I'll be right back.
Again, Tommy. I need Trish back on. I got to have somebody to talk to here. Tommy's audio gets lost. Not sure what's going on here. We're going to have to get him some upgraded equipment. But yes, I literally just texted Trish back. She texted me. She had so much fun on this interview. This interview was really good. I was glad to be able to have talk to her about some of her early days, because I really wanted to really dig deep into some of that and learned a few things about her and a lot about processes. So that was I love this stuff.
Yeah, I love talking about the nuts and bolts of everything. Every behind the scenes thing, whether it's creative or editorial or paper quality,
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I'm always like, all right, what are you doing there? Whew. All right. I mean, my goodness. So, that means it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and nothing is better at 5 o'clock than A purple monkey dishwasher by those evil geniuses at Evil Genius.
So I was at Publix yesterday, and Southern Tier has a 15 pack that's the same price as a 12 pack. It's got 5 different beers in it, and so I was like, well, let me check these out.
Okay, that's a good variety pack size.
Yeah. So it's this is a double IPA. I reached into the fridge blind and grabbed one at random.
That's the best way.
This is a 8.2%.
I forget what this got a little kick. It's like a 6.6 or something like that.
Yeah, it's a little higher than normal.
Yeah. But I know you were worried last week, but the Hulk glass has returned.
Thank God.
All right. Cheers to you, and thanks, Trish.
Pretty good.
So, Tommy, I have some other news.
Okay.
Tonight also, outside of the fact that Farrell is in my top 10 of series I'm not
surprised.
When she came on, I was like, I wonder, I was like, oh, this has got to be, but for it to be our best-selling independent series, that kind of surprised. And actually what surprised me more, the Dork was right behind it.
Well,
at
I'll be
number
honest,
7.
The way that you have evangelized for Farrell since it started, and I can say that you've been telling me about it, I want to say around issue 3 or 4 is the first time you and I talked about it. And I was like, nah, cats, rabies, not my thing. And you were like, you don't understand.
It's like, you don't get it. This book's so good.
You were right. I was, but it is an upsetting book.
We're happy that you're finally at the party.
Yeah.
You're late, but you're Tommy come lately. It's okay.
I will say that since we started doing this, I have found myself reading more and more books that I normally wouldn't read, especially horror.
Okay.
Because I like the horror books that I have read consistently. Walking Dead, which isn't horror, it's a survival story. And Something's Killing the Children. And that's mostly because it reminds me of Buffy.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's definitely Buffy-like, but Erica is a great character, and that's why that book works.
Yep.
So next week, I'm pretty sure I have this confirmed. We will have more guests.
Oh,
next week we're not going to have one, but we are going to have 2. We're going to have the Frame Brothers.
Yes.
Next week they have Cheryl Locke Holmes arriving in stores next Wednesday. Confirmed by my invoice this week.
I haven't looked at mine yet.
So they are showing up. I commented. I sent them some emails. They're also going to be making an appearance at the store on August 15th.
Excellent.
They've worked on Nights at the Dinner Table and a few other American mythology books. So I'm hoping to talk with them about like American mythology publications coming back, because they definitely had a hard time with the diamond thing. Definitely, but my God, Tommy, I still got a big stack of books.
Oh, that stack I showed you earlier, this stack, that's a third of my books. This is another stack, and then this is yet another stack. I separated it between number ones,
so many books,
one shots, and ongoing.
All right, so we'll keep the horror theme going, and I'm this one I got to today, and the Horror of Godzilla.
Yeah, holy moly!
If Farrell wasn't out, this was definitely a contender for pick of the week
for me too. I did have a runner up, and this was really close, and it's mostly how like terrifying Godzilla looks on the cover is how terrifying he is in the book.
Is this my runner up? Let me do a quick check.
I have a different runner up.
This might be my runner up. Because the art is gorgeous.
Yeah,
good God,
and so atmospheric and perfect for the story that they're telling.
Well, because they're talking about this is the aftermath of Godzilla and what's happening, and so good, so good. I was kind of excited for that book, and then after I read it, I was like, holy mollies, this gotta be one of the best. And Tommy, 3 weeks in a row we had a Godzilla book, and only the second time we had Godzilla in a Godzilla book. So I was happy that Godzilla was actually in this book.
Yeah. This is if you've been reading any of the Kaisei era that IDW has been
tied to that, right?
This is the origin of it. This is how all of the way that the world is broken. This tells you how it got that way. Well, at least this is the first part of the story of how it got that way.
All right. And then another horror book from our friends at Mad Cave. The Dirt Beneath the Devil. Now, you have the A cover, the Panosian cover.
Yeah. Yeah.
I picked the Travis Chairs cover. Oh my God, this cover's gorgeous. So good.
This was my runner-up. This was it. This was up there. This is Haunted Horse.
Yeah. Best Horse. We're not exactly sure yet.
I don't usually really enjoy Western comics. I like Western movies. Comics, I don't know why. It might be because I was raised on superhero books and Western books don't have the same kind of oomph.
Yeah.
But man, every single bit of this book is incredibly well done. Mad Cave is quickly becoming a top tier publisher. They've put out some of my favorite books in the last couple of years.
I'm concerned. They got a lot of A-level talent.
Yeah.
There. So I'm hoping they can keep it up.
I hope so too.
So Geiger.
I haven't caught up yet.
24, not our anniversary issue of 25 like Farrell, but a Geiger 24. I haven't caught up either. I just dug in.
Oh.
And it works. I mean, Junkyard Joe's in. I was in there. I kind of the Geiger story. How should I say it? Well, one, it's so good. That Gary Frank art. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God, it is so good. It's a great book. I'm not sure where Junkyard Joe's going to be with this. There seems to be a little,
Okay.
We're not exactly sure where his programming is landing here, but this book is really good.
I spent last week jamming through Redcoat. One of my regulars.
I had a guy that just was catching up. He was at the counter and he bought a ton of Redcoats. He goes, "Yeah, I'm trying to catch up on this, and you had all these issues." And I was like, "Cool." I said, "All this Ghost Machine stuff, not just because Danny was in the chat earlier. I don't know if she's still there. Not just because of that, but the Ghost Machine stuff is just very, very, very good." Yeah. And Jay said Redcoat is his favorite. He said that last week. Yeah.
So I mentioned this a few weeks ago. I think the way I've been catching up on everything is that even though some of these books I own physical copies of, but I own them in like a hardcover, I have a subscription to Global Comics, and so that's how I jammed through Feral in a couple of weeks, and I just finished Redcoat the same way. Well, I'm not completely caught up. I've read the first 4 trades, whatever the hardcover is. I've read that much of Redcoat, so I will. I've got all the issues at the shop. I just haven't brought them home yet.
So, kind of a little bit of a lighter fare.
Okay.
For tomorrow, and I am giving this a very high recommend. The Greatest American Hero.
Okay.
Number 1. Not just because I was hanging out with Mr. William Catt earlier this year, and I was, and he was delightful. And he was even thinking about, because he's hanging, because it was me, Chaz, and somebody else, and he's like, well, I'm thinking about growing my hair long again, you know. I was like, because we were so cool, you know, because we're cool dudes, you know, according to a few people. Who would have thought? It's literally as if we just restarted today with this as an older greatest American hero. Like he's coming back as right now. Okay. And that's where this kind of goes and picks up. It was really good. And Kevin, my store manager, was like, you know, I don't remember much about the show except that I liked it. I said, all you have to remember is he lost the instructions to the suit. And that's all you have to remember, because that's still happening.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. So this is a super, super fun read.
All right. I haven't been super impressed with most of what Marvel has been doing last couple of years, like a lot of people. And some of the stuff I don't really pay attention to. I'll be honest. There's some Marvel books that I just fell behind on. But this week we're kicking off an event for Marvel.
Oh, oops.
And
that would be
Queen in Black.
Yes.
But I also grabbed Defenders of Light and Dark and the Hela one shot.
Right. I have them here. I didn't get to them. So, okay. My question there is, are they necessary for the event book?
Nope. They sure aren't.
And they shouldn't be.
Exactly. And I think that's why I enjoyed it as much as I did. I read the Queen in Black #1. And even though I did not read the any of the lead-in stuff to this, I didn't even read. I didn't read King in Black. Like I haven't read Venom in forever, except I've read the Mary Jane stuff.
Hold on. King in Black. That was the Donny Cates. That was wonderful.
Yeah, I did not read it. Venom. I love Venom as a villain, and the only Venom run that I can say I truly loved was when Flash Thompson was Venom. I really liked the Venom, Agent Venom stuff and the Venom Space Knight. And when he was with the Secret Avengers, I enjoyed all that.
See, I got back into, I'm not a big Venom fan.
Yeah.
For me, it's like, okay, what is he here? What
exactly.
Pick a lane.
Yeah.
But the Donny Cates leaning more into the horror stuff with Null, like it was like, okay, I dig this because we picked a lane, you know, and so I enjoyed that. King in Black coming out was really good. Basically, with this, I guess what you need to know is nobody knows who Thor is,
and they explain that in the first few pages.
Yeah, they explain.
I haven't been reading Thor.
I give a lot of credit. There's a lot going on here. They catch you up in the front, and we haven't had that. We haven't had that happen in a little while. It's just like, oh yeah, here we are, boom, and it's like, they're catching you up. So I think that's good. There's a gajillion blind bags out there for this.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You know, we'll see how this goes tomorrow. You know,
I will say I wasn't excited for this. I didn't really give it a lot of thought, but I am pleasantly surprised at the quality of not just the main book, but this miniseries where they, they've got two problems. Null is like made of light now.
Yeah.
And Hela is the dark.
Yeah. Yes.
So they've got a group with light powers and a group with dark powers. And I was like, well, that could be fun. And it is. It's very clever.
The Defenders one was the one that probably piqued my interest the most.
And then this one with this Thor book or Hela book is absolutely beautiful. Like,
oh wow,
it's
Yeah, this art is fantastic.
Yeah, I am not familiar with this artist, and I need to be, because holy Toledo, the book is beautiful. It has some really fun, interesting stuff with Balder,
that's a heck of a last page.
Yeah. Mephisto's, kind of chilling, doing a thing. God, it's just so pretty. So anyway, as of right now, Queen in Black, excellent.
All right,
and I think that the Chip Zdarsky Avengers event is also going very well.
Yes.
So that's two.
Well, because here it's on the back of this one.
Yeah.
The advertisement for because I'm looking at this ad going, Zdarsky, Chichetto, Avengers. Yeah, I think I'm going to be all over this.
Yes.
Speaking of all over this is a book I've been saying a lot of good things about. Doom Quest number 3.
Oh, boy, was it a fun twist.
This twist is right.
Yeah.
Because now it seems like Doom's kind of controlling the timeline thing now.
Yes. Yeah.
And what an interesting take on Washington.
Yeah.
And what he decides to do while he's George Washington. And also what other political statements are being made in this book.
Yeah.
I really, this is definitely my Marvel pick of the week. Yeah.
I think, let me think. Yeah, this was probably my favorite Marvel book this week. I really enjoyed Queen in Black, but that one was more of a surprise that I enjoyed it so much. This one I knew I was going to like.
Yeah. Really, really good. Now, since we're on the Marvel bandwagon here and I'm kind of digging through some stuff, what if Spider-Man and if Kraven, what if Kraven survived his last hunt?
This was intense.
But then does he? This kind of, I have to admit, this does take some turns.
It does. I did not expect. This is another in a line of what ifs where I'm like, I didn't see that coming. Just didn't. They did some really interesting character work in here. I like that they clung to Mary Jane trusting Robbie so much. Because that was in the original. Kraven's Last Hunt's my favorite Spider-Man story of all time. So I had some reservations going into this, but I like how much of the tone of the original made its way into this.
Well, you know why, right?
Well, yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah. I had to look at the cover and be like, yeah, I do, right? Yes, I do. I do know.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah.
Yeah, I did a writing workshop.
It's right up here in the corner.
Yeah. I did a writer's workshop with DeMatteis a few years ago, pre-pandemic. That tells you how long. And it was incredible. If any of you ever have the opportunity to do his writer's workshop, it's up in upstate New York. It's I forget the name of the town, but it's a little Revolutionary War era town. So like we went to a tavern that we had to duck to go in because the doors are so short. Like the stairs leading upstairs were crooked.
People weren't so tall.
Yeah. Except for George Washington.
Right. Yes, which he also had to duck.
Yeah.
All right. So let's burn through these. Let's talk about some DC. The only ones that understood what a fifth week meant.
Yep. We had 3 annuals, a one shot and a special.
Okay, let's talk about the special.
All right. Yeah. Batman and Lex have to work together because visions.
This was awesome.
Yeah. Really cool.
Awesome. It was great.
I like how Lex and Batman play off each other.
So we had the smartest character in DC and Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
And then, there's of course a dark side related twist, which
yes,
you can see coming.
But this
like,
is
it's no surprise.
Is all the stuff coming out of the KO event.
We also get a little preview of Static returning to Teen Titans, or I guess New Titans is what they are right now. So we get a little. I don't know if this is a preview of like what's happening in that issue, or if this is just a setup for it. But I'm excited for Static to be back. No, it was not Saratoga. It was Kingston. I kept wanting to say Jamaica, New York, and it's not. It's Kingston. Yeah.
So a very delightful,
annual, heartfelt,
World's
really
Finest.
Sweet.
When take your dad to work day.
And then on the flip side of how sweet,
and Alfred, yes.
On the flip side of that's so sweet, we get this, which is half crazy action adventure with Lobo and half, oh my God, this is breaking my heart. Like the 1-2 Batman punch this week, pretty strong.
And then we find out what happened to Superman.
Yes. And then the one that I was really looking forward to. This was the first DC book I read because I had to know where Clark went after DCKO.
And then we found out.
Yeah.
And we even get to last week's action.
Yeah.
We go right into it and stuff. So So pretty cool.
Yeah. But while in the middle of doing all this, I want to send a shout out to our friends at Oni Press because they understand how to do helpful marketing.
The Archie postcards. Yes.
This postcard, which is advertising the new Archie series, which I'm actually excited for. On the back is a checklist of all the books that are coming out that month and a space to put your name and email address to bring this back to your favorite retailer to pre-order their books. This is perfect. And I know most publishers put out far too many books to be able to do this. Oni, I think, has the right amount of books, an incredible amount of talent, and the world's best Torma. I'm just going to say it. Maybe controversial, but world's best Torma.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Sorry, I wanted to make sure before we ran out of time that
that's good. That's good. All right. So Tommy, I'm assuming you read this one. We both talked about issue number 1 of this, but issue number 2 of the Eye Collector makes me have even more questions about what the hell is going on.
This is one of
we have a whole new story start. I mean, what is up with this?
It is visually one of the weirdest comics I've ever read. But also it's kind of beautiful.
I if the hook was this is so out there that you have to keep seeing through to find out what the hell is going on. It's working.
Yeah.
It's working. Because we don't even have any of the same thing that was going on in the first issue at all. Totally different, except for I guess there's something that came out of the closet. I have no idea. Wild.
Yeah. Wild. I started reading this and I'm like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm. I did the same. Well, I sort of did the same thing, and I'm like, wait, what is going? Is this supposed? And then I'm like, okay, so is this kid supposed to be the astronaut? What? Wait, hold on.
The thing that helped is that the page
at the
end, starting a new story arc in the second issue. Welcome to the Eye Collector.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right, okay. I'm not crazy.
Well, you are.
Not about that.
It is 11:45 Eastern Standard Time, almost 15 minutes of midnight, and you and I are talking about funny books. So Are you crazy? Yes. All right. Speaking of the opposite of not knowing what's going on, Red Roots number 4, or Red Ruts, as they would say around here, number 4, we find out a lot.
I need to catch up. I haven't caught up.
Everything. Why they're there, what's going on, what the Redwoods are, what they do, why they're fighting. Well, sort of why they're fighting the war. I mean, they basically explain that. It's all right here. So if boom, we know now. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah,
I'm gonna try to get caught up.
It's a good looking book,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the other book, there weren't a ton of Marvel books this week, but I really also quite enjoyed this Rocket one shot.
I didn't get to it. It's in my stack, but I didn't get to it.
It's just silly fun. It's Rocket. So, and then they create a story where he goes down into he breaks down on an asteroid, gets teleported into a library with a crazy guy, and the crazy guy puts a helmet on Rocket's head, and then they reprint Rocket's first appearance as Rocket reads it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then after that, there's a continuation of the story with the librarian guy, and it gets even weirder as current day Rocket interacts with first appearance Rocket, who's a different Rocky Raccoon who speaks British slang.
Yeah.
This was a lot of fun. It was just silly Marvel fun, but I did not realize Rocket had been around 50 years.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah. There's a few of us that have been around for 50 years.
A few
of us. The number gets less, but anyway. Only the Savage are left.
Yeah, I really like the first issue, and this does a really good job.
There. Oh boy, what an ending on this issue.
This really, I kind of had this thought a couple weeks ago that Feral sort of feels like the spiritual successor to Walking Dead. But this could also fill that void. If you're missing a Walking Dead survival story, this is a good one.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Yeah. If you don't want to, the stellar approach of 25 issues of Feral, if you don't want that, because,
I'm just saying, they're not comparable yet because we've got 25 issues of Feral and we've got 2 Stray Dogs miniseries. So that book has a bit of a pedigree, if you will.
I like it. I like it.
But I think if this continues at this level of quality, it could, if it gets that many issues, it could be a contender.
All right. So Tommy, I mean, it's a chunky size episode, very chunky size interview today.
Yes.
I am out of chunky size books.
Okay.
So
well, I've still got a
chunky. Well, let's do some rapid fire because we're running out of time, and I got one thing I want to talk to you about.
All right, easy peasy. Patron, new book from Ignition. I think we all know how I feel about Ignition.
Yes.
This is yet another book.
Love them. I
love
do. Them.
This is yet another horror book. It is a very terrifying premise where a guy who is one of those movers and shakers in the art world is like, hey, I saw your art, I like it, and I can help you. And you get him a gallery show, and then the night of their gallery show, they get murdered, and now their art's worth a whole lot
more.
Yeah,
that's what happens.
Yeah, it's an interesting premise. The
kind of
art
like insider stock trading.
Yes.
In the art world.
So this is Christian Ward and John J. Pearson, and Pearson's art style looks very familiar to me. So I think I have read other things that he's done. I just can't place what they are. It's got a little bit of the vibe of The Crow, the original series from way back in the day.
Yeah.
Another good horror book from our friends at Ignition Press. I did read a little more than half a manga, and the reason that I was so late getting in to because I was reading this and I lost track of time.
I'm like, we're in.
Yeah,
like
I get
Trish
a
was
text
in
from Paul.
before
He's
I
like,
was.
"We're in," and I was like, "Oh no, I've got like 5 minutes." It's the first volume of a book called Luca the Dragon Vet, and it's about young women who are trying to get into specifically dragon veterinary school.
Okay.
And the types of dragons they have, like there's one or two types that look like a traditional dragon, like you would think of. And one of them looks like a big yak or something. And like one of them's like a big dog, which is part of the plot in one of the grosser, we've got to go be veterinarian kind of thing. It's very cute. It's 3 girls who are like in a dorm together learning to be dragon vets. And there is a lot of teen drama, or I guess slightly older than teen, or late teens, early 20s drama, because it feels college age. So if you like interpersonal relationships and the idea of watching 3 teenagers do open heart surgery on a dragon, this might be the book for you. I don't know yet because I still have about a third of it to go, but so far it's excellent. I love a pun. Hawk Girl Summer, all about it.
Yeah.
It's their seasonal anthology book, which is always a good time. And with this being a 5th week and DC books being so light, this is a perfect week to throw this out there.
Yes.
There's a really fun Bat Family story with Jason Todd and just being a jerk all the time. And that's his love language.
What?
That's his love language. That's how he shows he cares.
Oh.
He acts like a jerk. They don't say that explicitly, but
okay. That's a story we're going to go with. Sure.
Yeah. It is. Anyway, it's fun. It's cute. It's Hawk Girl Summer. Masters of the Universe from Tokyo Pop.
Mm-hmm.
Which, when I ordered it, it confused me.
This week. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, the other one is in this other pile. We can talk about both. Hey, look. It's the other Masters of the Universe, which is the 2nd issue of, really, it's an Orko book. If you like Orko, it's really fun. Yeah. Anyway, this is the movie. If you watch the movie, this picks up right after the movie.
Tokyo Pop or the Dark Horse?
The Tokyo Pop.
Okay.
Picks up right after the movie, where He-Man is back in Eternia after X number of years, and they're having dinner, and it's like, hey guys, tell me what happened while I was gone. And then Cringer tells one of the saddest stories I've ever seen, but it's really funny until it's really not. It's Cringer being Cringer. But I have to show you, partly because of what other books we've been talking about tonight. That's baby Cringer. He's so cute.
Mm-hmm.
If you enjoyed the movie, and if you didn't, I don't understand. Well, I can't comprehend because I thought the movie was perfect. This picks up afterwards and is both fun and heartbreaking. We've got Hellboy in Love, number 2 of 2. Fun little Hellboy story. Hasn't been home in a while. It's like a death cult with witches and people that explode. If you like Hellboy, you like Hellboy. Okay. Land of Never, number 2. This is a kidnapping, serial killing, maybe not serial killing, I don't know, very horror vibed retelling of Peter Pan. The first issue caught me off guard. I was like, this is a weird book, but it was a Mad Cave number 1, so I gave it a shot. And like every Mad Cave book I've read lately, no way disappointed. This was excellent. Wendy has been kidnapped, and Peter is saving her. And these 2 guys on the cover are 2 dads who both lost their kids to what they call the floating man, and no one will listen to them and no one will believe them. So it's like a PI crime noir kind of vibe, a little bit of Peter Pan sprinkled in. Two other number ones I'm going to talk about, Nano and Black Star.
Okay.
Just cool sci-fi. Like,
cool.
Legit, just cool sci-fi. Black Star might be more fantasy than sci-fi. Yeah, I would say I think it's going to be sci-fi, but it pretends to be fantasy. And then Nano, I had no idea what's happening in this. It's Matt Kent. It's huge.
It looks chunky.
It is chunky, and it's very pretty. Okay.
All right.
We are almost down to the wire. I have
All
3.
All right. So,
All right,
Tommy, I got to talk to you.
Okay. All right. We'll skip those last 3. Talk to me, Paul.
We have a Comics Pro meeting next year.
We do.
We're back in Cali.
Yeah. I was really hoping to drive to this one.
Me too. Because, my plane on the way back was not a great experience.
Yeah.
Nor on the way there was not a great, but it was kind of funny because, I did a lot of walking fast. And then I had to run because they were doing last call boarding and I barely made it. And then Kyle's like, you made really good time. I said, thanks, Kyle. And I looked into airfare already. Just curious. Guess what?
Yeah.
Prices be up.
Yeah.
They be way up. I was man, oh days.
Yeah.
But and we also we're gonna maybe have a new board of directors at that meeting.
Yeah. Well, at least we'll have the heart and soul of the organization stepping down after 12 years. That is
yeah. So that was some sort of shocking news, but I understand.
I mean, you run a store. Running a store is more than a full-time job, and then basically overseeing Comics Pro is like another full-time job.
Well, and I think with the thing with Comics Pro is it is now grown so much because something had to fill the void left by Diamond. We don't have the retailer summits. We don't have where everybody's getting together, and Comics Pro is a little bit, filling in that void. And that's when we have a packed San Diego Comic-Con retailer day. New York last year was jammed. I had a conversation with Kyle today, and I said, look, New York, as much as I loved it the first year they did it, and they were a part of it. Like last year, I needed a nap. It was like 4 days of Comics Pro in one day. And there was a lot going on. I don't think I ever saw Morgan Perry talk as fast as she did. Like she was like the speed guy from the Matchbox commercials. And the talk, she was like that and didn't take a breath. And it was like, oh my God, Morgan, Yeah. So it's crazy. But anyway, you and I will have much to discuss about.
Yeah.
Next week, we got another big show.
Yeah.
We got some guests coming up, Brian and Brendan Frame, who have Cheryl Locke Holmes coming out. So we will talk with them next week. And I'm sure a ton of books to also discuss next week.
I'm sure. I haven't looked at the invoices yet, but I assume it'll be 1 billion books.
And I really can't thank Trish enough for hanging out. She said
yes,
she
that was
had a
incredible.
great time. It was awesome. So until then, thanks for everybody watching. I know we had a big audience tonight because of Trish. So
and because of all my technical difficulties.
That too. Thank you very much for watching. And until next week, be good to each other.